Hey, what's up guys, it's Renaldo here. So before I get into this video, I will please ask that you subscribe to this channel. And the reason for that is because most of you that watch my content aren't subscribed. If you don't believe me, this is the graph for the last 28 days. Yeah. So please do the right thing and subscribe. And if you enjoy the video, smash the like button. It'll be greatly appreciated. All right. So with that being said, got some important news here that mainstream media doesn't seem to want to cover for whatever reason. I think it's because they are chasing racism stories in South Africa rather than focusing on important things that's going to affect South Africa. Now, Renaldo, what are you talking about? You might ask. Well, let me show you. That's right. This is for the 119th Congress, first session, HR 4051, and then it's to address hostile and anti-Semitic conduct by the Republic of South Africa. And it's in the House of Representatives. So this is a bill that was introduced on the 17th of June, 2025. So this was introduced about 16 days ago. And mainstream media has not spoken about this. And the individual that has introduced it is the U.S. representative, Mr. Stoob, and he introduced the following bill, which was referred to the Committee on Foreign Affairs and in addition to the Committee on the Judiciary for a period to be subsequently determined by the Speaker, in each case for consideration of such provisions as fall within the jurisdiction of the committee concerned. Okay, so there's a lot of fancy words here and you can go through it, but I've got a summary for you that you can read here and that we can go through over here. So this is Greg Stoob's website, his website from the government, and this is in essence what is being discussed here. So, Republic Stoob holds South Africa accountable for anti-Semitism. Now, Washington, D.C. U.S. Representative Greg Stoob today introduced the Addressing Hostile and Anti-Semitic Conduct by the Republic of South Africa Act of 2025. This bill would suspend direct assistance to South Africa while imposing targeted sanctions on political leaders responsible for the government's antagonism towards the United States and its allies, lawfare against Israel at the International Court of Justice, and aligning with Iranian economic and military interests. It is clear as day that the government of South Africa is unfairly targeting the state of Israel and inciting hostility towards the United States and our allies, said Republican Stoob. South Africa's purported grievance against Israel are nothing more than anti-Semitism wrapped in bad faith interpretation of international law. America has no business engaging with corrupt government and that weaponizes its political system against the Jewish people while jeopardizing our national security interests by indulging terrorist organizations and their sponsors. That's true. Because look at how South Africa has supported Hamas and also Hezbollah. That's right. You can just look at how the ANC and the GNU supported Hezbollah and supported Hamas. And it's quite unfortunate that this is where we are right now. In actual fact, it's gotten so bad that, have a look at this. South Africa pays homage to Ayatollah, signs Iran's condolence book. South Africa's Foreign Affairs Ministry posted a photograph of a senior official Tuesday with a portrait of Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, the so-called supreme leader of Iran. She signed a condolence book for Iran in Pretoria. That's right. That's right. So that just speaks furthermore to the fact that they are indulging terrorist organizations and their sponsors. That is why I've proposed cutting off all direct assistance to South Africa and sanctioning their leaders until they stop abusing international institutions and catering to Iran and its terrorist proxies. Now, the background is the government of South Africa has aligned itself with enemies of the United States, including Iran and the terrorist organization Hamas. Only 10 days after the October 7th attack, South Africa's foreign minister expressed support for Hamas, in a phone call with representatives of the terrorist organization. 2 months following the October 7th attacks, Hamas sent a senior delegation to South Africa for the 5th Global Convention of Solidarity with Palestine. Shortly thereafter, the ruling African National Congress of South Africa welcomed representatives of Hamas for formal meetings in Johannesburg. All of this is evidence, because you can click on these links, and I will share this in the description below so that you can go and verify this information. In 2023, Iran and South Africa signed a cooperation agreement expanding economic ties between the two nations, including the development of 5 oil refineries in South Africa by the Iranian Oil Ministry. While the government of South Africa has used lawfare to accuse the State of Israel of genocide before the International Court of Justice, it has repeatedly turned a blind eye to the atrocities committed by Hamas and Iran against Israel and the United States. By suspending direct assistance to the government of South Africa and imposing targeted sanctions on its political leadership, the Addressing Hostile and Anti-Semitic Conduct by the Republic of South Africa Act of 2025 would help codify provisions of President Trump's Exec Order of 14204, 2025, addressing egregious actions of the Republic of South Africa. So this is something that they want to add to the executive order that's already been implemented by Donald Trump. So why is mainstream media not covering this? I mean, I know that they would rather focus on a random individual that did something racist, because apparently that is more newsworthy than talking about a bill that would suspend direct assistance to South Africa while imposing targeted sanctions on political leaders responsible for their government's antagonism towards the United States and its allies, including lawfare against Israel and at the International Court of Justice, and aligning with Iranian economic and military interests. That is what could potentially happen to South Africa. But mainstream media is not covering this, and the government is staying quiet. I mean, they should be aware of this. The fact that the United States government wants to implement sanctions and also targeted sanctions on political leaders. Why is nobody talking about this? How come it's a South African YouTuber that has to break this news to everybody? This is just a clear indication of the level and quality of mainstream media that we have in South Africa. And I really hope that this bill passes so that for once and for all, the world can know that the ANC and to a large extent the government is aligning themselves with terrorist organizations like Hamas and like Hezbollah, because that is what's happening. Look how quiet the ANC got after Iran was bombed, and specifically the nuclear facility. Why have they gone so quiet? Is it because their money has dried up because Iran's not going to fund them anymore? Because we also have to ask the obvious question. Remember, the ANC was very close to bankruptcy when the company that printed election posters for them and other election stuff, they couldn't pay them, and then they had their assets attached. And then suddenly that court case was just settled because suddenly they had money. Where did that money come from? Could it have been Iran, potentially? Well, we need to find out. And the way that we find out is with this bill becoming law and then sanctions being implemented against these politicians. So, sorry that I had to break this news to you and that mainstream media couldn't cover this, but hopefully you can get the information here and share it with everybody. I'll post the links in the description for the original bill as well as Greg Stubbs' summary of it. All of that you'll find in the description below. But please be sure to share this video far and wide. Please be sure to smash that like button. Like I said, please be sure to subscribe to this channel. If you enjoy my content and you enjoy the quality of things I produce, then please consider becoming a member. You can do so by clicking the join button below. And that's pretty much all I got to say. Thank you so much for tuning in. And till later, cheers and peace out.
You don't even know me, but every time you see massacre. You don't even know me, but everybody see you say highway massacre. Highway massacre. You don't even know me, but everybody see you say highway massacre. Highway massacre.